Hi everyone, I've been asked by Joe to do a stretching video focusing on sort of tension areas in the body, the neck, shoulders, upper back and lower back. I'll also put in a couple of stretches for the hip flexors, which are these things here, because I think that a lot of people who have jobs where they're sitting all day, they get really tight hip flexors. If you're constantly sat in a chair, it kind of seize up and that's what causes a lot of tension in the lower body. So we'll also do a couple of stretches for them and just overall stretches as well. If you've got a mat, that's great, but you don't have to have a mat. If you've got a carpet, that should be absolutely fine. If you've only got a hardwood floor and you don't have a mat, maybe just pause this and run and grab a towel or a sweater or something just to put under your knees for when we go onto the floor, because we will be doing a few floor stretches. You don't need much space either, so without further ado, we'll get started. We're going to focus on big, deep belly breaths with each stretch. We're going to hold for a couple of big breaths in through the nose until you fill up your lungs and your belly, and then exhaling through the mouth, deep sort of vocal breaths is what they call it in yoga. Throat breaths, I think they call it. So first of all, we're just going to reach our arms up with a big breath in. Hands to prayer position at the centre and bring your arms down as you exhale. Hands to the chest. Big breath in, we're going to reverse it, so hands up. Exhale, you take your arms out to the side. One more time, inhale up. Really reach up, stretch your abdomen. Hold this for a second. And exhale, hands down to the chest. Good, okay. We're going to go to the neck now. So I'll stand to face you so that you can see what I'm doing a bit better. You're just going to hand your arms down by your side and just let them go limp. And all I want you to do is drop your neck to one side. Take a breath in. Release that. And as you do, roll to the other side. Big breath in. Release that and roll. Just think of all the tension sort of easing out of the neck. If you like, you can bring one hand to the neck and just pull it very gently. Don't put too much pressure on your neck. Just very gently give it a little tug. And then breathe in. And out and roll to the other side. Again, if you want to use your hand, you can. Really reach down with the opposite arm, reach down towards the floor, and you'll feel the stretch across the top of your shoulders here, the trap muscles here, which get very tight. And again, breathe in. And exhale. And come centre. Okay, shake that out. Okay, the next one we're going to do is for the back of the shoulders. So you're just going to bring one arm across your body. I want you to think about not hunching your shoulders up, keeping your shoulders down, retracted into the back, but just pull your arm across your body, stretching out the back of your shoulder. Big breath in. And out. And one more time. And out. And then we're going to switch sides for that. So every big breath in, you should feel your back expanding, your lungs opening up, and all of that space being created in all the tiny sort of muscle fibres. Big breath in. Remember to keep your shoulder blades down, retracted into the spine. Big breath in again. And out. Good, okay. Okay, come to the edge of your mat or just whatever you're standing on. And then we're gonna do some spinal rolls just to release the tension in the upper back here, because it gets really tight. And I know a lot of us if we're sitting a lot and on computers or whatever we do in the day, our chest muscles get really tight, and this ends up rounding our shoulders, causing a lot of tension in the back and the chest. So we're just I want you to think of yourself stood upright, embrace your core. Very best posture, shoulders back and down. In fact, give yourself a few shoulder rolls back and down. Ooh, if you're anything like me, you can hear some crunching. That's perfectly normal, it's alright, don't worry about it. As long as it's not causing you pain. And then we're going to take our chin to our chest, we're going to suck in our stomach, and we're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time. So I want you to really think of, you can run your hands down your legs, roll, and it doesn't matter if you can't reach the floor, that's absolutely fine. If you need to have a bend in your knees, that's also fine. If all you can get to is here, then just rest your hands on your shins, that's fine. Just wherever is comfortable for you, okay? So long as you feel the stretch, but it shouldn't be to the point of like shaking and too much for you, okay? And then I want you to really let your arms just hang. Let your arms hang, unless your hands are on your shins, in which case you can, I don't know, sort of like just hang your neck a little bit lower and your back a little bit more sort of heavy into the floor, just to release that tension in the back of the neck. You can even gently shake your head side to side, just release some tension. I personally like to cross my arms here. If you've got the flexibility, do this, because if you take a big breath in, open up the back and then exhale. If you're anything like me, a few things pop there and it feels really good. And then I want you to think about rolling up. So you start with your core, sucking your stomach in, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, stacking your spine until you stood upright, and then I want you to give me a couple of shoulder rolls around just so that you stood back up in your good posture. And then we're going to do that again, but we're going to do it a little quicker. So roll down, big breath in. Wherever you want, your hands can be hanging, they can be on your shins, or if you are more flexible, you can cross your arms. You can even sway side to side, and you'll feel that in the lower back, and just releasing from the butt to the hips to your lower back. That's a really good stretch. All down the hamstrings, also releasing all that tension and tightness in the spine. It's opening up the spine in the top of your back as well. So you can just sway side to side if you want. If you want to prefer just stay still, that's fine as well. You're still getting a really good stretch for the spine there. Okay, big breath in. And release. And then drop your arms and again roll up, pulling your stomach in, pulling all your stomach muscles in, stacking your spine one vertebrae at a time, and roll your shoulders back. Okay, we'll do a few chest stretches, opening up the chest from here. So you're going to bring your arms up, inhale, and then we do what we call cactus arms. So all you're doing from the front is you're bringing your arms up with a big breath in, and then you are expanding and opening your chest, look to the sky. You're pulling your shoulder blades down into the back, okay? Should feel a really good opening, chest opening here. So you're going to go up again with a big breath, and then down, pull those shoulder blades into the spine and just retract your spine. And a big breath. That should help you stretch out all of your chest muscles. You should now feel like you're standing a little bit taller already, that your chest is open and your lungs feel open. You just feel like you're standing a little bit taller with better posture already. Okay, so now we're going to do a couple of side stretches. So again, I'll face you so you can see me. So you're just going to stand with your hips sort of shoulder width apart. You're going to raise one arm over the head, and this arm is just going to run down the side of the leg, and you're going to stretch to the side. And again, big breath in, let all the ribs and the side, you should feel it all down here, open up. Just go as far as you can with good form. So I don't want you roll, you shouldn't be falling forward like this. Your arm shouldn't be in front of your face. You should be in a nice straight line. You should be able to look up at that hand and feel a really good stretch here, okay? And then we're gonna come up and we're gonna reverse that onto the other side. So same thing, good form, just stretch this arm down the leg. This arm reach as high as you can, and a big breath in. And exhale. It's a really good one for opening up the sides, which also get really tight, and the rib cage gets really tight. And release. Okay, we're going to take it to the floor. So just come to your knees, and we're going to stretch out, start with the hip flexor, and then we'll move on to a few hip stretches as well. So, and a lower back stretch. So your first one, you're going to bring one leg in front in a lunge position. This knee is going to stay on the floor, and I want you to think of tucking your pelvis under. So tuck your pelvis, tuck your hips. You should feel that stretch right here in the front of the leg, in the hip flexor. I just want you to stay here. If you struggle with balance, if you've got a coffee table or a sofa or anything, you can just hold on to that, that's fine. If not, just stay here and take a big breath in, reach your arms up. And exhale. As you exhale, just walk your front foot forward and drop those hips into that stretch. If this is just far too much, you can put your hands on the floor, you can put one hand on your leg and just stretch that out. That should feel amazing in the front of the hip, right in that hip flexor. Again, a big breath in and let that all open up, let all that oxygen into that tight hip flexor. And release. And then push yourself back, and you're going to do a hamstring stretch. So all you're going to do is rock your weight back on your hips. You can either have your foot flexed, if you prefer a bit of a calf stretch within it, you can hold onto your foot and pull that back, and that should get in the calf as well. But if you haven't got very good balance, just put both hands on the floor and sit back, and you should feel that all down the back of the leg. A lot of times we get pain in our lower back. It's because our hamstrings and our glutes are weak. We need to strengthen the glutes, but our hamstrings and our glutes get really tight, and that pulls on the lower back as well. So if you can keep these mobile and flexible and do glute strengthening exercises, it'll protect your lower back as well. Okay, so we're just going to swap sides. So you're going to bring the other leg in front. This leg stays, the knee stays down. Tuck your pelvis, reach your arms up with a big breath. And exhale. As you exhale, just lean forward wherever you can. If you want to put both hands on the floor, that's fine. You have one hand on your front leg and one on the floor, and big breath in. Mine are really, really tight. This is the stretch that I feel the most, this one. I don't know if you're feeling it right now, but I am. I get really tight hip flexors from all the training that I do. And then rock your weight back, hands on the floor, or grab your foot if you want a bit more of a calf stretch. And just sit your weight back. So your legs stay, you're not sitting on the floor, you're still up a little bit, but your weight is just pushing back. Again, keep your hands down for balance if you need to do that, that's fine. And a big breath in. Okay, release that. Stay on your knees, and we're going to do something called child's pose in yoga, which is great for a great back stretch, hip stretch, and just a really relaxing stretch, to be honest. So I want you to open your knees to the edges of your mat, and then you're going to walk your hands forward. You're going to be in sort of like a prayer position, I suppose. You're going to let your belly just hang between your knees. Just let it all hang out, let it all hang loose. Walk your hands forward, and you're going to think of your body going in opposing direction. So your hands are reaching forward, stretching out the shoulders, but your hips are pushing back and down, okay? So this really opens up all of the back. You can rest your forehead on the floor or keep your face up, whichever you prefer, whichever's more comfortable. And just really think of sinking that hips, those glutes down into the floor, and then reach forward with your hands. You should feel a really good back stretch here. And I want you to take a big deep breath in. And just open all that back area up. And exhale. Okay, we're going to walk our hands over to one side, so it doesn't matter which side, and then you're just going to pull down, sit your hips back down, reach with those arms, and you should feel that stretch all down the side. This is a really amazing stretch, it feels great. That big breath in again, and exhale. Obviously I'm talking, so my breaths are going to be a little bit more shallow than they would be if I was doing it by myself, but you guys just keep taking those really big deep belly breaths, okay? Especially in this position where your belly's on the floor, you can really fill it up with air. Just going to walk your hands over to the other side, and breath in, and out. And then come up, okay. So we're going to lie on our backs now. And I want you to do one of my favourite stretches, which is almost like, you know, when you first wake up in the morning and you just want to reach your arms in one direction and your feet in the other, and you just want to really, really stretch and open everything up. This is such a nice stretch, and I just want you to suck your stomach in, reach your hands in one direction and your feet in the other, and it's such a really, really nice stretch. I love this one. And then from there, bring your arms down, and you're going to pull one knee towards your chest. If you don't have the flexibility to get it to where I am, that's fine, it doesn't matter even if it just goes to there, just hold onto your knee or wherever you can. And you should feel this sort of in the back of the leg here. It's also a really nice stretch for the back of the leg. Just pull it into your chest and you can move it side to side. Just open up that hip. And then from here, you're gonna take this top knee and cross it across the other leg. Oof. And if you're anything like me, something just popped in your back, but that's good, it's releasing the tension. It's all natural. And then raise the arm to the side. So this basically is giving you a great chest stretch up here. You can look across to that hand, and the bent leg, your bottom leg is straight, your top leg is bent, and you're just going to use your hand to pull your knee towards that floor, wherever it goes, it's fine. You will feel this so much in this area, so your lower back and your glutes, and up here you'll feel it in your chest muscles because it's a really good chest opener as well. And take a big breath in. And exhale. As you exhale, roll onto your back. And then swap sides. Bring this left knee in, the other knee, whichever knee you didn't use last time, and hug it into your chest. Wiggle it side to side if that's comfortable for you. And breathe out. And then you're going to take it across the body, across the other leg. Whoop, I cracked on this side as well. And then take your opposite arm out, your other arm, sorry, out to the side, and just look in that direction. Try and get your shoulder on the floor as much as you can, so you don't want to be sort of hanging in the air. Try and get it on the floor. It doesn't matter if this bent knee touches the floor or not, that's okay. Just wherever you can, you will feel the stretch in your back and across your chest on the side of the open arm. Big breath in and release. And then as you inhale and exhale, roll onto your back. Okay, we're just going to hug both knees into the chest and just give that lower back a nice release. Just wiggle them round wherever you can. You can rock side to side, wherever's comfortable. Just releasing that lower back and that spine. And then we're going to roll up. You can either roll onto your side or just roll up, whatever you can do. And then we're going to just finish with cross legs. If you can't push your legs, you can sit on your knees or even do this one standing, to be honest, but you're just going to put one hand down to the side and you're going to take the other hand, you're going to reach right past your ear, breathe in, and as you exhale, you're going to reach that hand forward and then bring it back and then sit up. Okay, it's a really nice stretch for across the side again. And then reach past your ear all the way as far as you can, big breath in. Move that hand to the front. As you exhale, bring it back. One more time each side. And to the front and back. And the other side, breathe in. To the front, exhale, and bring it back. Okay, last one, we will just finish with a little neck stretch. So drop your head down as far as you can, as it's comfortable. Just bring your chin to your chest. Keep your stomach sort of engaged so you can sit as straight as you can. And then roll it to one side and stretch that out. As you exhale, drop it back down. And then roll to the other side. Just bring your ear to your shoulder. Big breaths in and out. You can move it side to side if that is more comfortable, or rotate up and down a little bit. Gives you a good stretch there. Back down. And then you're just going to sit up as tall as you can. Take a big breath in. Hands to the chest. And there you go. Hopefully you feel much better and relaxed, and it's relieved some tension in your body and your back. Hopefully you feel like you're standing a little bit taller and you're feeling better for taking some really nice deep breaths. I hope you all have a great day.